entrepreneurial fire in giving everyone, everywhere, the chance to do their best and feel even better. We believe in you. We're here to empower every beautiful dimension of you. And at Mary Kay, we know we've all got a few things in common. We're all worthy of a community that understands us. We all deserve flexibility, and we should get to run our day instead of it running us. So maybe that's what brought you here to get to know us. Mary Kay has been a groundbreaking, trailblazing company for more than 60 years, and we follow in the footsteps of the original beauty influencer. Like many women in the 60s, Mary Kay Ash was not treated fairly in the workplace, so she made a change and founded a company that gives everyone the opportunity they deserve. Today, Mary Kay continues to be family-owned and continues empowering others in more than 35 countries. We are a company driven by the idea that you can do what you love, be who you want, and earn extra income on your terms. Our idea is powerful in its simplicity. First, Mary Kay creates hundreds of products that people crave. And yes, we win industry awards. Conduct 500,000 tests a year for safety, quality, and performance. Hold more than 1,600 global patents. And products are made in our own global manufacturing and research facility. Because what gets us really excited is how much people love our products. Because your confidence is our obsession. Next, we keep the business model beautifully simple too. Independent beauty consultants are 100% independent business owners. They buy directly from Mary Kay, then sell directly to customers to earn money. That's it. No wholesalers, no middlemen, no one holding them back, period. They enjoy the flexibility to work a Mary Kay business a lot or a little at parties, online, and on social, all while learning life skills from others and getting digital tools to help along the way. And if they're ready to lead a team of their own, they can drive the business as far as they want. Beauty consultants have one of the highest profit potentials on product sales in the world. Plus, at Mary Kay, they are always celebrated. Small wins are recognized, and big accomplishments are richly rewarded by a community of entrepreneurs and corporate employees around the world. Working together, we've also built a long history of giving. Mary Kay and its 4 company-sponsored foundations has given more than $200 million in monetary and product donations since we began tracking our philanthropic efforts. We support life-saving research and survivor empowerment with more than $24 million awarded to cancer research innovation from the Mary Kay Ash Foundation. And we strive to protect the environment by planting more than 1 million trees, powering our global headquarters and manufacturing with 100% renewable energy, and achieving zero landfill site status in our global manufacturing facility. We are a brand with a purpose, and we hope you see the amazing potential we see for a bright future together. This is where you can come to thrive. This is where you can unleash your confidence. This is Mary Kay, empowering women entrepreneurs since 1963. Then, now, always.
Well, hello, everybody, and happy Thursday. All right, there we go. Happy Thursday, everybody. Thank you for being on here tonight. Thank you for taking the time. And guests, I just want to thank you for taking the time and honoring your Mary Kay beauty consultant or sales director for just coming on here to hear a little bit more about Mary Kay Cosmetics. So my name is Janice Trude, and I am a global national sales director for Mary Kay. I've been with the company now for 43 years. I know that's a long time. And like many of you who are on here tonight, I don't know how you got on here tonight, but after 1 full year of this woman named Rita asking me to come to a Mary Kay meeting, you know, at the time, I just finished my college degree. I was going back to school for a second degree. I was working full time, so therefore I had no time, nor was it not my thing. But she just kept on me nicely until finally she said, if you just come to one thing, I will never bother you again. So that was it. 43 years ago, I walked into a Mary Kay meeting and they were really happy, but I learned about the income and the potential and the flexibility. And so I jumped in and joined, never thinking I would stay with it. And here, 43 years later, I just picked up a plaque that says I've earned over 6 million and 22 cars, all expenses paid, including tax, license, insurance, and traveled all over the world. So never say never. It's great income. But I just want to say thank you for taking the time to hear more about Mary Kay tonight. I will tell you tonight, we're going to give away 7 free opportunities to join Mary Kay. So if at any time during the presentation you decide, I want to jump in, I think I just want to try it, type in the chat section, I'm in for free. And when you type in I'm in for free, we're going to put you in the drawing for the 7 that we give out. Well, we have an amazing speaker tonight, and we will get to her in just a bit. But before we get to our speaker, I want to share a few things about our company. And I'm sure your consultant has probably given you some information, but just in case, we want to give you some more information. So I've got a couple screen shares, and you know how screen shares go. They're really clear, they're really fuzzy. So let's take it from here. And hopefully we're going to do good. I think most of you know, and the most important thing we start with is this beautiful woman here. This is Mary Kay. She started this company in 1963 with herself and 9 of her friends in Texas. Okay, so we are started in Dallas, Texas. That's where Mary Kay was when she started Mary Kay Cosmetics. And of course, we're a global company today in 38 countries worldwide. To over 35 countries, almost 38. But she started this company in 1963. So we're a company that's been around. Now, we did lose Mary Kay in 2001, but we are still very much a family-owned business today. Mary Kay's grandson is the CEO and president of Mary Kay Cosmetics, okay? This is our global world headquarters in Dallas, Texas. And I show you this because people always ask, where are your products made? They're made in Texas. Out of our 35 current countries that we have, 28 of our countries receive their products from the United States, from America. Our other countries, those other few that are left over, have their own manufacturing and distribution centers there in their local country. So I do want to share that with you. We do have an $11 million high-tech manufacturing and distribution center in Lewisville, Texas. So did want to share that with you just a little bit. And how can you get started in Mary Kay? So I'm going to just share things have changed. I mean, when you look at the platform we have today, which is amazing, we do Facebook Live parties now. We can reach so many more people because of the Zoom platform or the Facebook Live platform. And just, I mean, there's so many great opportunities that I never had because I came in when we had none of this that you all have today. So there's so many more great opportunities. But let me just share how you can start with Mary Kay. So it's changed a little bit, and I never thought I would see a $35 option, but there is one. And so I'm going to enlarge this just a teeny bit. So there's 2 ways you can start Mary Kay. You can start with what we call an e-start down here. And these are the 7 we're going to give away tonight. Your e-start comes with a welcome packet, samples, brochures, and an amazing website designed for you and all your credit card processing, thanks to Mary Kay. So that is a great option for all of you to have. So you do have that e-start option. And I'm going to say, for those of you who are like not sure, you're just wanting to, dip your toes and see what you can do, that's fine. But how many of you put in the chat section, if you're a guest on here tonight, would you mind putting in the chat section, if you need that $1,000 or more a month, would you put that in the chat section? I always see a lot of me's in there because I want to encourage you to get the $90 Pro Start. And the reason being is because you have all full-size products. There's almost $450 worth of full-size products on here, which are huge. So you have your skincare, your CC creams, your eye makeup remover, your microdermabrasion. These are all full-size products. These are not samples, your clear proof charcoal mask, your mascara, but you have all the trays, all the mirrors, the bag, all the booklets, all the training, and everything you need to hold your beauty virtual events or your beauty live experiences. So any of your beauty experiences, there they are. You have everything there with you. So it can be 35, it can be 90. I always tell everybody just to make sure that you talk to your Mary Kay beauty consultant or your Mary Kay beauty consultant's director to look at your different options. Everybody is in a different place, but I just want to encourage you, if you really want to make money, you really need to have that $90 starter kit. Well, I do want to show you your beautiful website because one of the things that I love about is how professional Mary Kay makes you. So, oops, that was the wrong screen share. Sorry about that. This is your website, and all the websites look the same. They are updated daily from Mary Kay. Now, people often ask me, how much is the monthly fee? There is no monthly fee. There must be companies out there that charge a monthly fee, but we don't. This is your beautiful website. We'll have your name on it. Here's mine. But look at how when your customers, friends and family go onto your website, this is what they see. So we do drop ship to your family and friends. We do shipping, delivery, all that stuff. Look how easy this is, how beautifully it's designed. You have all kinds of different things. You do have some amazing apps as a Mary Kay Beauty Consultant. You have free apps. This is the one I'm showing you down here is the e-catalog. This is where you can text out to all your family and friends to purchase products. Found your foundation finder, Mirror Me. I mean, there's so many great apps, but I want you to see this is for $35 a year, So that is great. Look at, she's doing the new Future of Beauty. It's an AI-powered foundation matching. Isn't that crazy? The things that we have today, you guys, are just making our world so much easier. But you have all this, and this, again, when you think about it, that's two times through Starbucks for some of you. But that is your beautiful website. Two other quick things I do want to share. And I do take a little bit a minute with this because I want you to see that we have 60 years of inspiration, innovation, and impact. So when you look at this, and I'm not going to go through all of it, I want you to know that we have more than 1,600 global patents on our products. And a patent is really important today. Having a patent on your product is amazing. We are in 35 markets. I shared that with you also. But here's a couple things that might be super important to you all. Really, Mary Kay cares a lot about the environment. So we have 100% recyclable plastic. All of our plastic, our bottles, our jars, everything is 100% recyclable. All of our packaging, peanuts, all of our packaging is recyclable. So we have 0 landfill status. We have planted more than 1 million trees. And I just wanted to share that with you because I know that these are important to you. We have 100% renewable energy. So that is the environment. And then we are also a company that gives back. In the United States, we have donated over $200 million in grants to keep domestic violence shelters open and also for cancer research. In some of our European areas, we fund orphanages. I'm in Germany a lot and Europe, and so we have orphanages that we fund there too. So we care about the environment, and we also are a company that gives back. And so there's a lot of things besides just selling the product. Some of you might want to get involved in, we do women's shelter boxes. We do chemo care packs for cancer. We do a lot of different things than just have beauty experiences and just sell product, okay? So it's a big arena. And I always find that you can kind of fit yourself in somewhere there. Okay, last one, and the fun one, of course, is the cars. How many of you could use a car? Does anybody want to share in the chat section if you could use a car? These are our beautiful cars that you can earn. Mary Kay does pay your tax license and insurance on the cars, and it is your car, and you get a new one every 2 years, which is great. So you see the cars here. You have the Grand Achiever, you have the Premier Club, and of course you have the new electric Cadillac, which is just coming out right now too. So there's a lot of great things. And can I ask you guys in the chat section, and anybody can participate in this, but if you didn't have a car payment and you didn't have a car insurance payment, how much would that equal? How much would you save if you didn't have that? Would it be $1,000 a month, $500 a month? What would you save? You know, I've had 22 cars that I have not paid for. And if you think about the car insurance and the car payments that I have saved my family, it's been thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And I know guests you're on here and think not everybody earns a car. So I'm doing this for you guests, but I'm going to ask every sales director who is on here to please put down how many cars that you've earned since you've been in Mary Kay in the chat section. Look at that, guest, so that you can see it's not a lottery. There's a lot of us who have earned cars, and the cars are amazing. So I wanted you to see that. Okay. Well, we have a beautiful speaker tonight, and I can't wait to have you listen to her. All right. Well, I am so excited that you all get to hear this amazing woman tonight, Heather Feiring. So let me just tell you about her. She joined Mary Kay in 2002. She debuted as a sales director in May of 2004, so she went super quick. She's earned over 13 Mary Kay cars, and we talked about that just now, you guys. So that's 13 Mary Kay cars, 91 quarters as a star consultant, court of sales, court of sharing. You see all these beautiful diamonds on her jacket, and she has been the queen of sales in all of Mary Kay. So if you really want to talk to somebody who knows what they're doing in sales, it would be Heather. She's been the queen 3 times. She's been in the top 13 times being in the top 3. So she was either the runner-up, the first or second, or sitting in the queen's chair 13 times. Like, that is super huge. So Heather, I'm just going to turn it over to you, girl. And I know you have great things to say. So you go for it. I'm going to unpin myself and you just go.
Well, I am so excited to be here with you tonight. Stories is where you can start to see yourself in this position. See, when I first heard about Mary Kay, I was a college student at North Dakota State University. I'd been using Mary Kay since I was 14 years old. But, that was the Mary Kay lady. And three things you need to know about me. Number one, I don't like the color pink. No, I know I'm wearing it. And I've driven that beautiful pink Cadillac and I love what it stood for, but it's not my personal favorite color. I also like thin sheets and old towels. I know, random point, but I tell you all of that because I want you to see that I'm a simple girl. And I'm from northwestern North Dakota. I live in a town called Epping, North Dakota. It's less than 100 people that live in my town. So ultimately, I was like, there's just no way. There's no way that I can make a living selling lipstick. Lipstick of all things, right? So when I heard about the Mary Kay opportunity, I was actually we have what they call pearls of sharing, where as a new consultant, one of the things that you get to learn is you get to learn all aspects of the business. You learn how to, share this product with your friends, and then you learn how to share this business because there's two things that we have to offer in Mary Kay. We have a product and we have an opportunity. So I remember going to my senior director's house at the time, and she laid all the facts out. And honestly, friends, sounded too good to be true. I actually thought my sister would be a much better consultant than I. The funny part is I was gearing up to go back to the farm. I'm a farm girl, actually. My goal was to farm in partnership with my dad and my brother. Now that's no whole other story why I'm not there today helping with the farming season. But that was my goal. That was my job. Is I actually graduated with a degree in crop and weed science. I'm an agronomist by trade. So I was the least likely lipstick and makeup girl. Let's just be clear. So when I heard about the Mary Kay opportunity, it sounded too good to be true. And I had gotten into something in college that wasn't so good and I was a little leery. Well, I heard that the Moorhead, Minnesota Mall was the place to go. Now, I don't know. When you don't have shopping centers, you get pretty excited about things like this. And so I decided to go. Well, lo and behold, there was my senior director. I saw her and I'm like, I don't want her to have her ask me about that Mary Kay thing. I ducked around some clothes and out the door I went. Well, here's the fun part. 3 months passes. 3 months. I heard about the Mary Kay opportunity. Still was using the product. Well, my birthday month comes around, and my mom and I were going to put a pretty big order together. And my consultant did something real smart, and she asked me again. Because what we're going to find in our lives is that we're either gearing up, we're in a crisis, gearing up to be in a crisis, or getting out of one. We have seasons of life, and in every different type of season, different opportunities are going to come available to us that we need in that moment. The fun part was that she offered the opportunity again, but this time she says, well, why don't you just do it for you and your mom? You can get your product at cost for the rest of your life and take care of a few friends and family. Well, I could do that. That I could do. I had no intention of creating this as a business. But see, what my director didn't know at the time, and honestly, it wasn't until I looked back to realize that this was something that was very deep within inside of me. See, I was a 5th generation farmer. I was going to farm in partnership with my brother and my dad, so I would have been the 5th generation. And it was kind of like that it was being handed to me. Now, of course, it wasn't handed to me by any means, but there was just a little part of me that I wanted to see if I had what it took. If I had what it took to build something from the ground up based on my effort, based on my name, based on what I created. And when I look back, when she offered to me again, I was in a space where, I had just finished up college. I was getting ready to get married. And there was that little nudge of like, do I have what it takes to build a business on my own accord and for it to be successful? Well, what I do know is this about me. And I bet you if I asked this about you, you'd probably say the same thing. Is the question I asked is, am I a good student? Well, just coming off of college, I knew I was a good student. Getting good grades and being in the honor roll or whatever it was back in college days, That was important to me. That was something that I valued, and I knew I was a good student. So I basically sat at the feet of my sales director, and I'm like, just teach me what you know. So I decided to join. My kit came. Oh my gosh! Remember how I said not much of a fan of pink? Well, my kit came in a hot. Did I say hot pink box? It was a hot pink box. I hid that thing so fast. I was still living at home at the time because you heard I was getting married. Yeah, I hid it. But I was the truck driver at the time. So my dad and grandpa were in the combines, and I was one of the truck drivers. My mom and I drove truck, and then, of course, my brother. And we needed reading materials because that was before the age of, these things. And we couldn't, sit and scroll and keep ourselves entertained. I mean, magazines, we had magazines in the middle of our trucks just to be able to take, get rid of some time. Well, I remember slicing open that box and I took out the reading materials, much like you would get if you decided to join today. And I started to read. And I never thought that I would start to dream. And I didn't know what I was reading and I didn't know what I was dreaming, but I knew that I wanted something more. So I picked up the phone to my senior sales director and I said, okay, tell me about, I was ready to listen at this point in time. I'm like, tell me about this Mary Kay thing. And so when I joined, I used my little 1993 Ford Tempo. That car was nothing more than an insulated tin can. I swear, my husband basically said, just drive the wheels off of Heather, just drive. He hated changing the oil in that car. It was so uncomfortable for him. And I used that as collateral for my first inventory order. And I remember looking at, my order and I'm like going, that's not a lot of product. And I ended up buying some more. And because when I started teaching women how to, use product, I wanted to be able to do something that was uncommon. And that was to make sure that I delivered product at the point of sale because I wanted them to start trusting me. I wanted them to start knowing that I was there for them. And, my director, I still remember my senior director, there's those moments in life where you know exactly where you were, what you were wearing, where you were sitting. For many of us, I'm going to date myself, 9/11 was that for me. I knew where I was at when something major happened. Now, I'm not saying that this moment of me sitting with my sales director was that kind of moment, but it was a moment that had impact. I was sitting in my little single wide trailer house. I called it my linear living, and I was sitting behind a hand-me-down desk. And as she said to me one thing, and I'm going to say this to you as well too, is she said, I don't know why there's something dinging. Of course, there's something dinging in my house. Can we pause it for a second? So my linear living, and my senior director said one thing to me that I'll never forget. And this is where I built my business from. So I want you to lean in a little bit, okay? Is she said, you teach women what you do every single morning and every single night. If it works for you, take good care of them. And if it doesn't, that's okay too. To this day, every time I get in front of a customer, anybody that's in my space, and I'm teaching them what I do, I just tell them, I said, I'm going to teach you what I do every single morning and what I do every single night. And if it works for you, I'm going to take great care of you. And if it doesn't, that's okay too. That one statement made all the difference for me. And that's how I built this business. I built this business just by, seeing a woman, sitting nose to nose, knee to knee, belly button to belly button, and showing them what I learned. Because when I joined, I still remember looking at what little products that I had. I didn't even use Mary Kay skincare at the time. I know that's like the worst thing to be telling you, but I didn't. Having acne prone skin, I just didn't think it would work. And when I started using the product and seeing that it fixed my face, I was like, I know I can do this. So the whole point of the story is that you're going to hear a little bit about, what it takes to join. And, this may or may not be for you, and that is okay. But I am just so grateful that you are taking the time to consider this is an opportunity for you. Right now, when I joined, I was just getting married. And, it was interesting because when I didn't have kids, I did okay, but it was after I had kids that I actually, moved up in the business. I was actually more productive when I was productive. Of all things, you would think that kids would hold you back, but they don't. So I've done this business in so many seasons of my life. And I sat and remember asking my husband, I said, do you like what I do? And my husband said something to me that I'll never forget, because I did make that transition from working, the farm and, stepping away from that and just doing Mary Kay full time. And when I asked my husband that statement, he said, Heather, you have the ability to be there for our kids when I am unable to. I can't take them to all of their doctor's appointments and things like that. And the minute he said that to me, I was just like, wow. All that time that I worked on building this business, and sometimes I would see people one-on-one, sometimes I would see them in a group, but ultimately my goal was to tie them to my heartstrings and just help the person that was in front of them. So that's just a little bit of my story. Again, I'm just a simple farm girl, a simple country girl, and I just teach women what I do every single morning and what I do every single night. And if it works for them, I take good care of them. And if it doesn't, that's okay too. But I just love to see them for who they are and for what they can be. So that's my story.
All right, Heather. Oh my gosh, that's great. I love it. And people would say, I can't do this because I live in a town of, I'm thinking to myself, 100 people? Do you have a stop sign? Do you have a restaurant? What do you have there? I don't even know how that works.
In North Dakota, we have equal church to bar ratio. So I do have a little church and I have a bar and we have a post office, and there are some stop signs in the streets are gravel. So.
Oh my gosh. When you think about that would have stopped most people. I live in a town of 100. I can't even imagine what that's like. So thank you, Heather. Thank you for your story. Thank you for sharing with us today. So, oh my gosh, that was beautiful. Can you all give it up for Heather tonight? Thank you, everybody.
Oh my gosh, was that not the best? That was just so good. I just loved listening to Heather. I can't imagine. How many of you live in small towns? Does anybody here live in a super small town? I've never grown up in a small town, so I really don't know how that is, but I love her heart and just to hear about it. Okay, so guess, there's just all kinds of us in here. Remember tonight that we are giving away 7 free e-starts. A couple things that you might need to know also, and if you weren't at the very beginning when we shared the video, one of the things about the video it shared with you is that we make 50%. It's a level playing field. Everybody makes the same percentage. We're not multi-level. We buy from the company and sell the consumer. So you buy for $1, you sell for $2. So we are all making 50% profit. The only way you stay in Mary Kay also is 1 order a year. You place a minimum order of $225 a year, and you get to be in Mary Kay. So that is such a small amount also too. And you have a beautiful website. So honestly, it's a $35 decision. Once you decide to come into Mary Kay, I'm just going to encourage you to talk to your consultant sales director and tell her, here's what I'm looking for. Here's the income I need. Here's what I would like to find out, because we're going to custom and tailor your new consultant orientation, your new consultant training, education towards what you want. So, all right, are you ready? We're going to turn it over to our admins tonight. We're going to pick our 7 free. So this is how it'll work tonight. So we're going to go to a gallery view here in just a second. And when we go to a gallery view, we're going to call out your name. And when we call out your name, you're going to have 10 seconds to come off your microphone. Tell us your name, where you're coming in from. My name is Susan Smith, and I'm from such and such, and I joined Mary Kay. So we want to know why you joined Mary Kay tonight. So I know that there's always going to be more I'm in for freeze than we select, but remember, it's not a sign. Okay, just want to let you know it's not a sign. So we're going to go to gallery view, and remember, you guys, then you have 48 hours to get together with your Mary Kay beauty consultant and get signed up, and then we'll reimburse the director back through Venmo, and we'll get you guys all reimbursed. Okay, so let's pick our 7 winners tonight. So I'm going to turn it over to our beautiful admins. I don't know if it's Kelly or Carla tonight or whoever, but let's do that and let's pick and choose. But I want to say congratulations to each and every one of you. Okay, so I know you're going to do great, and we'll see you on our next virtual event. Okay, here we go.